The NBA is filled with legends, dynasties, and glory, but some stars, despite their talent, seem cursed. Injuries, bad timing, blown leads, a dark cloud follows them every playoff run. Today, we dive deep into the stories of the most cursed NBA players, whose careers were defined by heartbreak, missed opportunities, and unbelievable bad luck. This is Every Cursed NBA Player Explained.
Chris Paul, the playoff jinx. Chris Paul has long been one of the best point guards ever, but the playoffs? It's like they have a personal vendetta against him. The guy can endure an 82-game grind and stay healthy during the regular season, but once the postseason hits, his body just breaks down. Remember 2015? A hamstring strain. 2 years later, a broken hand at the worst possible time. In 2018, back with the Rockets, he re-injured that hamstring, just one win from the NBA Finals. The Suns' years brought more of the same, a shoulder contusion, growing tightness in consecutive years. This pattern isn't coincidence. It feels like someone placed a voodoo doll in his locker. To add insult to injury, Chris Paul is the only player in NBA history to lose 4 series after taking a 2-0 lead. That includes the 2021 Finals collapse against Milwaukee. Fans see the pattern, and it's not just bad luck. It feels like he's under a dark cloud, a curse that never lets him break through.
Joel Embiid, the knee nightmare. Joel Embiid's story reads like a horror script for knees. Missed his first 2 seasons due to a broken foot, tore his meniscus early in his 3rd season, and by age 23, he had missed more games than most players do in a decade. The 2019 playoffs brought Kawhi Leonard's iconic quadruple bounce shot, a dagger while Embiid battled knee tendonitis and stomach issues. The Sixers lost narrowly. If that shot had gone the other way, maybe the narrative changes. Fast forward to 2021, Embiid tore his right meniscus mid-playoffs but kept playing, leading the Sixers past Washington before collapsing against Atlanta, where Ben Simmons vanished offensively and Embiid had 8 turnovers in Game 7. The injuries kept piling. 2022 brought a thumb injury and an orbital fracture. In 2023, he won MVP but sprained his LCL and disappeared in a Game 7 blowout. His star teammates, Butler, Simmons, Harden, either left or faltered. Then 2024 delivered another meniscus tear. Playoff after playoff, the story repeats. Injury, drama, blown chances, and no conference finals appearances.
Derrick Rose, speed meets tragedy. Derrick Rose was the epitome of explosive athleticism, but that very style put his knees in the crosshairs. His 2012 ACL tear in the playoffs ended his MVP reign and sidelined him for a year. When he returned, his other knee tore the meniscus in 2013. He tore the same knee again in 2015, and then the left knee broke down in 2017. The injuries were relentless and ruthless. It wasn't just his knees. His groin, back, ankle, even toe gave out at times. Every comeback felt like a ray of hope. Every injury was a crushing blow. In 16 years, Derrick Rose had only 3 fully healthy seasons. A career once destined for greatness turned into a slow, painful fade, haunted by what might have been.
Elgin Baylor, the unlucky pioneer. Elgin Baylor entered the league carrying a franchise in collapse and immediately made waves with 25 points and 15 rebounds as a rookie. Despite his heroics, the Lakers struggled with bad management and roster chaos. Baylor's career was marked by heartbreak. 8 finals appearances, 8 losses, 7 to Boston. His legendary 61-point game in the 1962 Finals still stands as a record, but that series ended with a missed buzzer beater in Game 7 overtime. Baylor's military commitments further limited his rest and practice, and a major knee injury in 1965 destroyed his explosiveness. He averaged 20 points after, but was never the same monster.
To add salt to the wound, Baylor retired just 9 games before the Lakers finally won the title in 1972. A Hall of Famer with no rings, overshadowed by teammates and rivals, his legacy forever defined by timing and misfortune.
Patrick Ewing, the New York Heartbreak. Patrick Ewing was the pillar of the New York Knicks, a star with size, stats, and respect, but the timing was always off. Early ankle injuries dulled his explosiveness. In 1997, he tore wrist ligaments, missing the rest of the season. The 1999 Knicks reached the finals, but Ewing tore his Achilles during warm-ups. He played only 1 game in the finals before bowing out, and New York lost. Fans coined the infamous Ewing theory, the idea that the Knicks were better without him because they advanced further in playoffs without Ewing. The pattern was clear. Major injuries just as the Knicks seemed ready to break through. 11-time All-Star, Hall of Famer, franchise icon, yet no rings. Fate kept crossing him out at the worst moments.
Tracy McGrady, the talent lost to timing. Tracy McGrady's career is a masterclass in what timing can do to talent. He started behind Vince Carter in Toronto. Then when he finally broke out, the Raptors surged without him. His time in Orlando saw him win 2 scoring titles, but with little support. Grant Hill was injured and the roster weak. In 2003, McGrady's Magic blew a 3-1 lead to Detroit, a collapse he never forgot. Houston offered hope, paired with Yao Ming, but injuries struck again. The duo played only 4 playoff games together across 4 years. Despite leading a 22-game win streak in 2008, Yao's broken foot before the playoffs doomed them. McGrady's own injuries and surgeries followed, and though he tried with the Spurs, he never saw a minute in their finals run. A career filled with scoring titles and moments of brilliance, but no playoff success. A legacy of what could have been.
If you're already hooked, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. We've only just begun diving into the cursed careers of NBA's toughest heartbreak stories. Hit like and stay tuned for more jaw-dropping tales ahead.
Damian Lillard's Zero Curse. Damian Lillard's 2025 postseason nightmare perfectly encapsulates his bad timing. After recovering from a deep vein thrombosis in his calf, a rare and dangerous condition, he tore his left Achilles in the first quarter of Game 4 against Indiana, ending his playoffs abruptly with no contact involved. The Zero Curse took hold because 2 other stars, Tyrese Haliburton and Jason Tatum, also tore their Achilles the same postseason, all wearing jersey number 0. But Lillard's curse started earlier. In 2021, he scored 55 in a playoff loss. In 2014, he played through separated ribs during a sweep. Fans debate whether it's overuse or just cursed fate, but Lillard keeps giving his all only to be stopped by forces beyond control.
Penny Hardaway, the dynasty that never was. Penny Hardaway's rise was meteoric. NBA first team in year 2, finals appearance with Orlando's youngest team ever. But the meltdown came fast. Blown 20-point lead in Game 1, 4 missed free throws, a sweep, and Shaq leaving for LA left Penny with a shattered dream. His knees followed with microfracture surgeries, limiting him to 60 games max per season for 5 years. Phoenix was supposed to revive him alongside Jason Kidd, but Kidd's broken ankle and Penny's knees dashed that hope. A brilliant player stuck in the cruel crossfire of injuries, lost co-stars, and bad timing, Penny's career was a lesson in almost.
Eddie Jones, the almost star. Eddie Jones started as a rising two-way star, but injuries and bad timing stole his momentum. After a shoulder sprain in 1995 and a 19-game absence, the Lakers shifted focus to Kobe Bryant. Traded to Charlotte in 1999, he missed the Lakers' dynasty run. Miami got him in 2005 as their top three-point threat, only for him to be traded right before they won a title. Swept in 1998 and 2001 playoffs, and again with Memphis, Jones's playoff performances always ended early despite solid regular season numbers and defensive honors. A victim of trades and timing rather than pure injury, Jones was always just out of reach from greatness.
Greg Oden, the ultimate what-if. Drafted first overall in 2007, Greg Oden was Portland's hope over Kevin Durant, a déjà vu echo of Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan. A broken wrist in college couldn't stop him, but microfracture surgery wiped out his rookie season. His NBA debut ended after a foot sprain in the first quarter. Multiple knee injuries followed, a fractured patella and another microfracture on the other knee. Across 4 seasons, he played only 82 games, never making a playoff appearance. Portland's curse extended with Brandon Roy's knees failing, dismantling their rebuild. Oden's story is the ultimate cautionary tale of talent destroyed by injuries and timing.
Landry Shamet, the Game 7 curse. From 2019 to 2022, Landry Shamet's teams lost 4 consecutive second-round series in Game 7s. Always the same story. In 2019, he hurt his ankle in the first quarter of Game 7 against Denver and didn't return. A year later, another Game 7 loss to Denver with the same team. In 2021 with Brooklyn, a Game 7 overtime loss to Milwaukee. And in 2022, a collapse with Phoenix in Game 7 at home. 4 years, 4 teams, 4 heartbreaks. Fans dubbed it a curse. It finally snapped in 2025 when the Knicks beat Boston. Shamet's postseason journey is a haunting story of always being 1 win away, but never quite advancing.
Zion Williamson, the fragile superstar. The #1 pick in 2019, Zion was hyped as the Pelicans' franchise savior after Anthony Davis left. But injuries hit hard from the start. A torn meniscus sidelined him for 44 games in his rookie year. Strict load management and strict burst limits prevented him from building rhythm. He fractured his foot in the offseason and missed the entire 2022 season amid swirling weight rumors. Pelicans made playoffs without him. In 2023, Zion started strong with 26 points on 60% shooting, but suffered a hamstring tear in January and never returned. 5 years in, Zion has missed 59% of games and still hasn't played a single playoff game. A tantalizing talent trapped by fragile health and cruel timing. If you want more stories of NBA heartbreak and what-ifs, hit subscribe and ring the bell. We're just getting started on these unbelievable NBA curses.
Eric Dampier, finals foe from both sides. Eric Dampier's finals journey is a tale of bitter irony and heartbreak. In 2006, he was a starter for the Dallas Mavericks as they surged to a 2-0 lead in the NBA Finals against the Miami Heat. Just when victory seemed near, the Heat roared back, winning 4 straight games to claim the title. 5 years later, fate twisted again. Dampier had switched sides, now wearing Miami's jersey only to face Dallas in the finals once more. This time, the Mavericks triumphed 4-2, while Dampier sat on the sidelines, never stepping foot on the court during the series. Twice caught in the crossfire of a fierce rivalry, Dampier endured heartbreak from both benches. A subplot of pain with no triumphant ending.
Markelle Fultz, the shot that disappeared. Markelle Fultz, the 2017 #1 overall pick, was expected to be the missing piece for the Philadelphia 76ers. However, before his rookie season even began, his shooting mechanics mysteriously broke down. Free throws turned into awkward push shots, and shoulder soreness forced him to the sidelines. Diagnosed with thoracic outlet syndrome, a rare nerve disorder affecting his arm and shoulder, Fultz's troubles continued. After being traded to Orlando, he showed flashes of his former potential in 2020, but a torn ACL in the following season derailed his progress. Meanwhile, Jason Tatum, the player Philly passed on,
rose to stardom. Fultz has struggled with injuries and inconsistency, never playing a full season or winning a playoff game, turning his career into a story of unfulfilled promise.
Andrew Bynum, the injury magnet. Andrew Bynum's promising career was repeatedly derailed by knee injuries at the worst possible moments. In 2008, he dislocated his kneecap, forcing him to miss the Lakers' finals loss to Boston. The following year, he tore his MCL in a collision with Kobe Bryant, but still pushed through the pain to play in the finals. In 2010, Bynum tore his meniscus, but battled swelling to finish Game 6 of the finals. Though a two-time NBA champion, his impact was always limited by these injuries. By 2012, knee problems led to a trade to the Sixers where he never played a game. Once a rising star with championship potential, Bynum's career became a cautionary tale about how injuries can crush the brightest of futures. DeMarcus Cousins, the talent without rings. DeMarcus Cousins was a dominant force, lighting up the Sacramento Kings with All-Star and All-NBA honors, yet never winning a playoff game there. His time in Sacramento was chaotic, with 6 head coaches in 7 seasons, culminating in a stunning mid-All-Star press conference trade. Moving to New Orleans, his rise was halted when he tore his Achilles in 2018, missing the playoffs as the team advanced without him. Signing with Golden State, he tore his quad in the first round and limped through their finals loss. In 2019, Cousins tore his ACL before playing a single game for the Lakers, who went on to win the title without him. Despite Hall of Fame talent, his career became a series of injuries, trades, and heartbreak. No playoff wins, no rings.
Anderson Varejao, finals heartbreak twice over. Anderson Varejao's career was marked by cruel timing and heartbreaking near misses. In 2015, he tore his Achilles mid-season, forcing him to miss the finals, where Cleveland ultimately fell in 6 games. Hoping for redemption, he signed with Golden State the very next year, only to become part of one of the NBA's most infamous collapses, the Warriors blowing a 3-1 finals lead. Varejao made history as the first player to lose back-to-back final series to his former team. His career was a roller coaster of mistimed injuries, including blood clots, tendon tears, and persistent calf problems. Despite 2 finals appearances with different teams, he never captured a ring, leaving him with one of the strangest and most unfortunate finals resumes in league history.
Grant Hill, the lost MVP. Grant Hill entered the NBA as a superstar in the making. Rookie All-Star, leading the league in votes, and putting up numbers reminiscent of Larry Bird. Everything pointed to an MVP career and deep playoff runs. But after signing with Orlando in 2000, everything changed. Hill re-aggravated a painful ankle injury, underwent 8 surgeries, and even battled a life-threatening infection that nearly took his life. Over the next 4 years, he played just 47 games, missing over 400 in total. Meanwhile, Tracy McGrady soared into stardom as Hill's prime slipped away. Despite a late career resurgence as a respected role player, Hill never made it past the second round, never reached the finals, and never claimed the MVP award. His Hall of Fame career was ultimately defined by brutal timing and heartbreaking health setbacks.
Enjoying these stories of NBA stars haunted by fate? Like, subscribe, and share. More legendary careers and curses are coming your way.
Charles Barkley, the finals bridesmaid. Charles Barkley's career was a roller coaster of brilliance and heartbreak. In 1993, he led the Phoenix Suns to an impressive 62-win season and an NBA Finals appearance, only to be stopped by Michael Jordan's Bulls. The following years were plagued by injuries, a torn quad, and persistent issues between 1994 and 1996 that derailed his chances. The Suns repeatedly fell short in heart-wrenching Game 7 losses, often to Houston. In 1996, Barkley joined forces with Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler on the Rockets, forming a supposed super team, but they never made it past the Western Conference Finals. His career finally ended with another quad tear in 1999.
11 All-Star appearances and an MVP award highlight his legacy, but no championship ring. Barkley's curse? The cruel mix of timing, injuries, and Jordan's dominance.
Yao Ming, the giant cut short. Yao Ming was more than just a basketball player. He was a global icon, standing 7 foot 6 inches tall, dominating the court with skill, footwork, and grace rarely seen in a player his size. A perennial all-star, Yao averaged 25 points and nearly 10 rebounds during his prime, showcasing a unique blend of power and finesse. However, his enormous frame proved to be his undoing. From 2006 to 2010, a series of devastating foot fractures repeatedly sidelined him, forcing Yao to miss entire seasons and ultimately retire at the young age of 30 after playing just 486 games. Despite his talent, he never got the chance to win a championship with teammates like Tracy McGrady, or later with the Harden-led Rockets. Yao's legacy is that of a giant whose body simply couldn't keep up with his greatness.
Karl Malone, the no-ring legend. Karl Malone, the mailman, ranks second all-time in scoring, boasting 2 MVP awards and an incredible streak of 19 straight playoff appearances. Yet, despite his dominance, the one thing missing from his storied career was an NBA championship ring. In the 1997 finals, Malone missed crucial free throws that could have changed the series, leading to a heartbreaking loss to Michael Jordan's Bulls. The very next year, in a 1998 rematch, Jordan's iconic steal over Malone sealed back-to-back finals defeats. In 2004, Malone made a final push for a ring by joining the Lakers, but a knee sprain limited his impact as the Pistons swept the finals. Malone's legacy is one of relentless greatness, but always just short of June glory.
Bill Walton, the injury nightmare. Bill Walton was a college basketball legend, winning 2 national championships and earning Best Player honors 3 years running. Drafted first overall by Portland, his pro career was immediately plagued by relentless injuries, broken wrists, ankle sprains, foot fractures, and even spinal problems. Despite all this, he led the Trailblazers to an unforgettable 1977 title and won Finals MVP. The next season, he snagged League MVP, but injuries quickly returned, cutting his playing time drastically. Frustrated with Portland's medical staff, he left for San Diego, where he missed over 80% of games during a 5-year stretch. 30 surgeries later, Walton made a brief comeback with Boston, earning one last ring before his body finally gave out. A brilliant talent forever haunted and shortened by injuries.
George Hill, the journeyman curse. George Hill's career always felt like it was about to take off, but constant minor injuries and relentless trades kept him from truly breaking through. Shoulder sprains, back spasms, and growing soreness repeatedly derailed his momentum, especially during crucial playoff runs. Over his career, Hill was traded 8 times, bouncing between teams and roles, sometimes starting, other times coming off the bench. Despite no major injuries, the timing never aligned in his favor. Frequent moves and shifting team dynamics prevented him from building lasting chemistry or making a deep playoff impact, turning his journey into one of unfulfilled potential and what could have been.
Dominique Wilkins, the shadow of greatness. Dominique Wilkins burst into the NBA with unstoppable scoring, averaging over 28 points during his prime and earning 9 All-Star selections. Despite his dominance, he lived in the shadows of legends like Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson. His Atlanta Hawks teams were consistently strong, making 9 playoff appearances, but they couldn't break through the elite Celtics or Pistons defenses. In 1992, a torn Achilles severely limited his explosiveness, and although he came back strong, the damage was done. Then, in 1994, Atlanta traded him despite holding the best record in the East, effectively closing the door on his championship hopes.
Wesley Matthews, the Achilles and bounce.
Wesley Matthews was Portland's lockdown defender and reliable clutch shooter, a key piece during their impressive 30-11 run in 2015. But everything changed on March 5th when his left Achilles suddenly snapped, ending an incredible 250-game streak and crushing Portland's playoff hopes. After that devastating injury, Matthews' body became a constant battleground. Calf strains, toe sprains, hamstrings, all relentlessly interrupting his rhythm. His career turned into a journey of bouncing between 7 teams, never finding lasting stability. Once a dependable double-digit scorer in the playoffs, Matthews' role and impact steadily diminished with each setback and move, his potential never fully realized.
James Harden, the playoff choke. A scoring machine, MVP, and leader, but the playoffs brought heartbreak. Traded just as OKC reached finals, then Rockets lost to Golden State multiple times due to turnovers, injuries, and collapsed leads. With Brooklyn, tore hamstring 43 seconds into first playoff game. Traded again, blew leads in Philly and Clippers, always one step from glory until the next breakdown.
Reggie Miller, the clutch legend without a ring. Known for torching Knicks, an iconic choke sign, Miller's Pacers never made the NBA Finals. Multiple Game 7 losses to Chicago, New York, and Detroit closed the door. Bold moments, but no ring. His curse is reputation, not injuries. Fans still mock him, but his legacy remains unforgettable.
Gordon Hayward, the Boston Nightmare. Gordon Hayward was Utah's shining modern wing, an all-star by 2017 and a player poised to lead Boston to greatness. But just 5 minutes into his debut at the Celtics, disaster struck. A horrific ankle and tibia break so gruesome that broadcasters stopped showing the replay. That injury didn't just end his season, it shattered his career trajectory. Though he returned to the court, Hayward never fully regained his burst or confidence. Subsequent years in Boston and Charlotte were plagued by recurring injuries, ankle, foot, shoulder, that chipped away at his promise. Despite big contracts and high expectations, Hayward's career became a painful story of timing and setbacks.
Jae Crowder, the almost there man. Jae Crowder's NBA journey has been a relentless grind of near misses and tough breaks. Originally drafted by Cleveland, he was traded before even playing a game, setting the tone for a career filled with instability. Crowder found a role as a gritty defender and reliable shooter, helping Miami reach the NBA Finals in 2020. Yet, despite his contributions, the Heat fell short, losing to the Lakers. Moving on to Phoenix, Crowder again reached the finals in 2021, but faced heartbreak in a loss to Milwaukee. Through contract disputes, benchings, and constant trades, Crowder's hustle never translated into a championship, leaving him perpetually almost there.
If you enjoyed diving into the most cursed careers in NBA history, hit subscribe and ring the bell for more epic basketball stories every week. Thanks for watching, and remember, even the greatest talents can fall victim to fate's cruel timing.